What happened? If she could read my mind, she would know what I've been through. How I think of her sometimes, but my call's long overdue. It's the dark covered in ice, suffocated with super glue. How I would love to call her, but would it be a bother?
What's up, guys? Low Flow here, and today is a bit of a rough day for me. So nothing bad happened. I know the angle looks crazy. I know my hair looks crazy. I'll fix it up before it's time to go. Pretty much, I've been ruining my day since I woke up, and I've been ruining my day because I don't like where I work, and I don't like what I do for work, and it's currently jabbing at me because I've been having a lot less hours since I'm technically still a seasonal worker until they make me full-time. And having less hours mean, not going to work. And it's like, the longer I'm away from work, the more I don't want to go back. Like, I love having all these days off. It won't last forever. So I am trying to take advantage of these days off. But man, it's like physically sitting on my chest, like right above my stomach. It's plaguing my head. The uncertainty of where I'm going to be at, the uncertainty of how it's going to go, the uncertainty of if I'm going to come home sore or with a new mark on me. Because that's all this job does. All this job does is ages me faster, hurts my back, and the money's nice. I can never complain about the money. But to me, the money really isn't enough for me to still enjoy it. I'm gonna get a little open with y'all. I used to be a IT support technician at where I work. That gig wasn't bad. It was a lot of downtime, but when there wasn't downtime, it was very stressful and anxious. And I switched jobs impulsively, might I add, to hopefully get a change of pace and do something that would be less straining on my mental. This job is worse because not only am I treated worse by my bosses, because, as an IT support technician, I didn't feel it then, but I feel it now. You had somewhat of a respect because everyone knew that you were able to help them with their problems. But once you're a bar back, they really treat you like shit, man. And it's not always. It does depend on how their day is going. But even when they're having a good day, they always have to remind you that their ego comes first and that they're in control. They're the ones who get to tell you what to do. It's been really sitting on me, and I just know I'm not the only one out there who dreads going back to work, who stays up a little longer because they know if they go to bed now, they gotta wake up to get ready. You're not alone. I hate the 9 to 5 too. I hate having to work at a spot that I don't like nor believe in. But I must do it because it's my livelihood. And because if I don't make money, then I'm most likely going to get kicked out of my dad's house. And there's no hard feelings. It's just I got to be able to provide and help out too, And it's like despite all these things and responsibilities, nothing changes my deep disgust for my occupation and for what I do. And mind you, it's not that bad. Being a bar back isn't that bad. It's just the people I work for and the wear and tear on my body and the anxious days where I'm genuinely worried and stressed out that I don't know how it's gonna go or where they're gonna place me, because this place loves to put me places that I've never been in, and they just expect me to get it on the fly just to know how to do it, even though this place may do it differently. And then when you mess up, they're the same people there to yell at you, bitch about you, and whine about why it's not ready or why you didn't do it right. It's because in a place like this, they don't really care. They don't really care. And I believe in that. I believe that there's a beauty and there's an ugly in the art of not caring. I believe the beauty in it is being able to free yourself from the perspective and the idea of others and trying to live in your own image instead of seeking glorification in someone else's. But I believe the ugly is when people literally treat you like you're nothing. They treat you like you don't matter. And I know I shouldn't let it bother me, but it does bother me to have to go to a place of work and be belittled. Now, I know I'm probably making it sound a little harsher than it is. It's not like they bully me, but the power plays, man, the unorganization of it all, it's so sloppy. It's a mess the way they run that place, and you're forced to pay the price because they don't know how to run it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm going to tell you guys something that happened to me last week. Pretty much, I had worked a late shift, but I had made an agreement with not only the shift manager, but the director of the department. They both agreed that I could come in a little later tomorrow because they had me getting off at 12 something, but they wanted me to come in the morning because that's another thing this place likes to do. They don't give a fuck that you're a human being. To them, you're a robot, and they don't care if you get off at 1. They still want you to come in tomorrow at 8 a.m. And don't forget that, because even if I do get off at 12, not only do I have to get out of my work clothes, but then I have to ride my bike home. They don't care. They don't care. I woke up early anyway. I ended up getting off earlier than I thought. The show was a little dead, so they let us go. I talked to the shift manager and said, hey, I know I asked to come in later, but I can come in on time. They let me go. He says, oh, well, I already sorted it out. He said, you can come in at 10 a.m. You don't have to come in at 8. You can come in at 10 a.m. I'm like, you sure? He's like, yeah, I already told. Damn, I'm gonna have to bleep that. I don't want to put their names on my video. But he said, yeah, I already told our director, so you're good to come in at 10. The next day, guys, I get some decent sleep. Not the best sleep, actually. I'll take accountability for this. I stayed up when I got off early, knowing that I can still come in at 10 a.m. and be fine, because I can come in at 10 a.m. So I stayed up. I get up early anyway, because I like to have that little small free time in between my shift if I can help it. And I get a call. And the call is the manager for the morning asking where I am. So I tell her, the manager and the director says that I can come in at 10 a.m. today. And she says, well, I didn't know that. And, since she didn't know that, of course, I had to go in. And she's rushing me. She's saying she can't legally force me to, but she's calling me over and over and rushing me, giving me different times to be in. So then I finally get in. And I get in around 9, guys, because remember, I just had woken up when this has happened. So I get in around 9. And then she's like, okay, you're at balcony bar. Have you ever done this? Have you ever done that? I tell her no. First, she's very understanding with me. And she could see how tired I am on my face, right? And guys, this isn't the first time this has happened. They do this pretty often. They fuck up something, and you have to pay the price for it. So since I already am technically late, because, they messed it up, she's like, yeah, this needs to be ready by 12. And I was like, this is not going to be ready by 12. Because remember, this is my first time setting it up. So not only am I learning how to do it, but I have to rush to get it done. So I let her know off the bat. I said, this is not going to be ready by 12. She says, well, it needs to be, Jerron. She gets upset. She says, well, it needs to be, Jerron. I said, it's not going to be ready by 12. Because I barely have any time. I still have to learn it, still have to get it ready, still things to pick up. And she said, why isn't it gonna be ready on time? I said, because I barely have any time to get it ready, and it's my first time doing it. And then she was like, so you're just not even gonna try? And mind you, I never said that. Of course I'm gonna try, I'm at work, why wouldn't I try? So she says, you're just not gonna try? And I said, no, I'm gonna try, I just don't wanna hurt myself. And she says, no one's telling you to hurt yourself. And I said, yeah, but I hurt myself every day. I said, I hurt myself every time I have to clean up one of y'all mistakes. And guess what? Silence. She had nothing to say after that because that's fact. That's fact. And I already know part of the reason why they do this to me is because I don't have a bid. And for those who are unexperienced in that terminology, I just learned it this year. But a bid means you get to have a say on where you go every time you come in. I didn't get a bid when I first started, and I found out it was because they like being able to throw me wherever they want. So I was kind of fucked from the beginning. I was hired to be fucked from the beginning. And so fast forward, I ended up getting the bar ready late, but the bartenders were very understanding and kind, and they helped me set it up. I was very tired, didn't really have the energy to really talk to anyone that day. But the reason why I explained that story was how she knew I was sleep deprived. She knew they fucked it up, but she still got upset when I told her that this place might not be ready because of all these contributing factors. And it's because they don't care, because if you don't have it ready, they get in trouble. So they don't really give a fuck if you get in trouble. The way that department works is that all the bosses in them look out for themselves, for each other, but they don't look out for you. You have to do that. If you don't do that, very likely you'll get fired. Very likely, because the building doesn't care. Doesn't care. If you guys are in my shoes, you're working a job that makes you dread your very existence, you're not alone. And you won't always be there. This dog's like staring at me. One day I will be on the screen. One day I will be an actor. And one day I will be getting paid to do things I love. Bet on that. Don't give up. I know it's easier to give up. I know it's easier to fall into the cycle, the routine. I know it's easy to trap yourself in this way of thinking where you're like, oh, it's gonna be like this forever. No, it's not. You can't tell the future, so why even put that on yourself? It's not gonna be like this forever. Especially if we don't want it to be. Well, if this is posted, then I guess you'll know I decided to edit this footage and share it with you guys. To be honest, I have more to say when it comes to things like this, but I do want to be able to enjoy this walk. I took this walk to take my mind off of it, to get some fresh air, and to grab a coffee and a breakfast sandwich, but I'm gonna be present now. I'm gonna try to snap out of this feeling and come to terms with this is just how it's gonna be for a little bit. I'm gonna try to be more, I guess, consistent with like topics like these, because entering 21 and all that, the 20s are so much harder than I thought they would be. I know it could be harder, but they're much harder than I thought they would be, and I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. So I want to be able to help everyone who's in the same bubble I'm in. Have a good week or a good weekend. But I just got my coffee and my sandwich, and I can't but feel like I have some more that could be said. I know a lot of us around my age, 21, 20, 22 even, we all grew up a certain way. And I'm not gonna say we all grew up the same exact way, but there was a lot of misconceptions regarding how things were gonna be when we were on our, quote unquote, on our own. I wouldn't say I'm on my own yet, since I still live with my dad and I just pay rent and stuff like that. I wouldn't say I'm on my own yet, but I will say that it feels like you're on your own when you finally actually have a say in things that you didn't have a say in before. And I know from experience that having a say can be a bit scary. Having some newfound control. I know for me, that's my biggest issue. I don't like the lack of control. I think I touched on that before, but I don't like not having control, and I get that from the way I was brought up. I won't go into details about that, but I will say that I kind of felt like I didn't have a say, and I also felt like I wasn't allowed to express myself the way I wanted to, whether it be intense emotions or normal emotions. And to this day, it still plagues me. That's kind of what therapy's for. Therapy's been helping me sort that stuff out. But one of these things that seem to still kind of cut deep is the uncertainty with work, and uncertainty with the future as well. And I guess I still don't really have a fix for it. Recently I've been learning how to take control of the present. I've been doing things, small things, but every small thing is a win. Everything counts. But I've been doing new small things to remind myself that I do have control over certain things. And I might not have control over everything, but I do have control over certain things. And sometimes stuff like that does help me. But on days like this, it's hard to it's hard to get it right on days like this because every time there's some downtime, I just think about, oh yeah, I gotta go in a few hours. Every time there's downtime, oh yeah, I gotta go in a few hours. And that thought always shoots me down because I really don't like that place. Really don't like that place. And I guess I'm asking you guys, how do you guys handle it? For me, I just try to do a lot of redirection, whether that's read something, write my book, link in the description by the way, listen to music, or play my game. Also, I said I was gonna give up on live streams. I'm not giving up on live streams. Random side note. I'm gonna live stream. But what do you guys do? Because to me, those stuff only can help so much. So I need a new way. And I'll take any ideas.
So I figured I owe this video a small update. I feel like it's long enough, so I don't want to talk forever. I'm very good at doing that. But I quit. The same day I recorded that video, I ended up quitting my job. And I wanted to talk to you guys and let you guys know about it because this is like the freest I've ever felt. Ever. When I made the decision, I knew I meant it and I was thinking about it forever. And it felt good to be able to use that sense of freedom and that sense of control, that sense of say on such a big decision like that. And it felt really, really good to do it. I know not everyone can do it, and I know some people are in situations where they have no choice but to stay. And if that's the case, stay strong, keep your head up. I'm rooting for you. Your inner kid's rooting for you. Your future's rooting for you. It won't be like this forever. I promise. My biggest worry when I quit was getting kicked out, like I had mentioned earlier. And this is recorded like maybe 2 weeks later, maybe a week later. I'll probably put in the editing because I'm honestly not sure at the moment. And my biggest worry was being kicked out because I didn't have a job. But the way I pay rent, I always pay early, so September was already covered. And that last check came in, my final check, plus some money I had owed over. It was enough to cover for October. So right now I'm good for this month and next month. I've applied to like 5 places already. And I had 1 interview with Chipotle, which went okay. But yeah, I really felt like I should give an update because I said so much in that video, and I felt like it wouldn't be right to say so much and then not update on the good that's been going on. And to be honest, that is the reason why I've been posting so frequently, why I've been so locked in, because now that I have so much free time, I'm trying not to waste a single lick of it. I've been gaming, of course. I've been writing my story a lot. Link in the description if you're interested. I've been living life. I've been staying present. I've been smiling, laughing more, feeling a lot lighter. I'm really trying to take in this time while I have it because I know I can't be unemployed forever. And I know that once I get that call back or that answer back that they reached out to me, that all of this will go to an end like that. So I'm really trying to take advantage of it because God knows I hate working. I hate it so much. But I just appreciated my dad for being so supportive of my decision, for listening and understanding. And I know not everyone's in that predicament. I know I'm very grateful and I'm very lucky to be able to just drop a job like that and have a supportive circle to not make me feel like a bum about it. Right now, the only person that's making me feel like a bum about it is myself. I guess my last message in this video is, if you can, quit. Only if you can. Definitely don't put yourself in a situation where things get maybe 4 times as hard because you don't have that income. But if you have a supportive system, if you have the circle you need, if you think you'd have the time to get back on your feet, do your soul a break and let go of that job. There's more out there. And I know this doesn't go for everyone's situation. I'm gonna keep throwing that out there because the internet has this small little problem where they believe every video they see is like kind of hand molded just for them. That's not the case here. Not everyone's gonna have the same struggles. So I want to keep that open for those who can't leave just yet. Thank you for watching. I know it was really loud and windy, a lot of cars. It was just something I had just recorded on the fly, so it wasn't really planned or thought out, you know? And I look forward to some more videos like that. Videos where I just kind of have a heart-to-heart with you guys. It's been real. Appreciate you lending me your ear. Now, excuse me. Nick Fury needs me. I retired, but now I'm an on-call agent. You know how it is. Watch this. Oh, hold on. I gotta